in the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to make a chai tea spiced pound cake. Now if you love chai tea, you'll love this recipe. It's really easy to make and I'm going to show you how. First thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Second thing you're going to do is get your pan ready so it's ready for you. I just sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. And I'm going to line the bottom of it with some parchment paper that I just cut to fit the bottom of my pan, just to ensure that it's going to come out really easily. There will be no sense in making this cake if it's not going to come out of the pan. Now I'll set that aside. Now here's what you'll need. You'll need all-purpose flour, sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla extract, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, ground cardamom, ground cloves, some already prepared green tea, some whole milk. Okay, let's get cooking. First thing you're going to do is get your dry ingredients and set them aside. You need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, making sure you top off for even measuring. Okay, oops. 1 and 2. Okay. Then you need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, 1, 2. You need a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. You need a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cardamom. I love ground cardamom. It's slightly, almost spicy tasting, but it smells kind of spicy, but it smells very lemony. Very, 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 very good. Very good in like just a lot of different dishes that I'm going to show you later on in my other episodes. So I want 3/4 of a teaspoon. Now, if you're intimidated by all these spices, don't be. These are spices you should always have on hand. These are really used a lot in Indian cooking and Mediterranean cooking. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you step by step in other episodes on how to use them all. Now, ground cloves, very, very strong, so I'm just going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay. Mix those up a little. Okay. Set this aside. Now I'm going to add all the wet ingredients. I'm going to add a stick of butter. Okay. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now it's not wet, but you need it. You need it at this stage. Okay. 1/4 cup. 3/4 of a cup. I'm sorry. Cream this together. Now the butter has to be at room temperature or else it will not work. It will not cream and it will just be a mess. You need 2 whole eggs. Now, when baking, all your ingredients should be at room temperature, including the eggs and the milk and the butter. For really, it's like even baking. It makes it so much better. It makes your end result so moist and so delicious. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You need 1/3 of a cup of whole milk and a half a cup of prepared green tea. Just kind of measure it. About a half a cup. Okay. I'm just going to scrape the sides of the bowl. Okay, now it will look like it's curdled, and that's fine. That's what it's going to look like. But one thing you don't want to do is overbeat it, or else the cake will be very, 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 very tough and dry. Mix this for like another second. Now we start adding the dry ingredients. I'm going to do half at a time just so that I can mix it with my spatula. Well, it's kind of like 3/4, but that's okay. Remember, you don't want to overbeat it. So just scrape the sides of your bowl. If you don't have a standing electric mixer, you can just do one. You can just do this with one of those handheld mixers. That's fine. Okay, pour in the rest of my dry ingredients. Okay, almost there. There you go. I'm just gonna mix the rest of it by hand, just so that it doesn't get overmixed. Okay. Just want to fold the rest of it in. Just make sure you scrape from the bottom up, because sometimes the mixer doesn't get all the bits and pieces at the bottom. That's it. Now that it's just mixed, well blended, that's all you want to do to it, or else you will overmix it and it will be up really dry. Put this in your pan. Okay. Oh, this is going to make my house smell so good. Okay, I'm just using a 9-inch loaf pan. Spread this out so that it's even. Okay, which it is. I don't want to waste any batter. Okay, put it in the oven, 400 degrees, for about 50 to 60 minutes. What you want to do is you don't want to overbake it, you don't want to underbake it. So about 55 minutes, take a toothpick, just insert the toothpick in the middle of the cake, and if it comes out clean with no wet batter on it, it's done. Okay guys, so I've taken this out of the oven and I've let it cool for about 30 minutes or so, because I'm going to make a glaze to go right over the top. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is just put my knife, just go right around it. Now, it won't rise very much. Shouldn't rise very much. See what the parchment paper does? It just ensures that it comes right out. It doesn't stick to it or anything. Okay, now I'm just going to make a very quick little glaze, just to give it a little more flavor and to keep it very moist. About 3/4 to a cup of powdered sugar. Okay. Alrighty. That should be good. That should be good. About 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. That's good. I need about, I would say, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Here it is. Okay. And I'm going to do between 3 to 5 teaspoons. I'm going to start with 3, and then I'm going to whisk it and see where I'm at. Okay. Do 3. Whisk it a little. The powdered sugar kind of melts in the milk and the vanilla. Yeah, it's a little bit too clumpy, so I'm just going to put a couple more teaspoons. Yeah, that should be good. That's what we want. See that? Look at that. Oh, it's going to be so good. And like I said, it's going to keep the cake really moist. Oh, the whole top of the cake is going to be really moist. Now that should be about good. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. Now you go in your kitchen, you try this recipe. To get this recipe and more recipes, go on my website at www.laurainthekitchen.com, and I will see you next time. Bye!